Meanwhile, the Rivers State Elders Council is also kicking against the conduct of the local government election. At a media briefing in Port Harcourt, the group said the processes leading up to the election contravened the law setting up the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission.
The updating and revising of the register of voters in such a manner as to ensure that continuous registration and updates of the register stops not later than 90 days before the date scheduled for the conduct of local government election in Rivers State
is not in compliance with the RESEC law. Therefore, everything they have done is null and void. That RESEC should go back and follow due process as enshrined in their law to enable them conduct an election. That is the 7th order that was read out to you. That clearly states that the election for tomorrow should not hold.
Public Affairs Analyst Femi Lawson joins me now for more on the updates coming in from Rivers. Mr. Lawson, we've seen a couple of other local government elections after the Supreme Court, the landmark Supreme Court judgment. What's happening in Rivers? Is this an issue of compliance with the law or mere political tussle?
Thank you for having me. I think we should be concerned for anyone. I think the governor of Rivers State and the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission are under obligation by the virtue of the ruling of the Supreme Court on local government autonomy in Nigeria to conduct, in actual fact, by now, every state have concluded plans. That is, those states that are not having democratically elected governor, local government leadership. In Ogun State, by November 16, elections will be held. On September 20, Kwara State, held local government election. In Ondo State, January, local government elections are going to be held. Virtually every state have complied and have shown commitment to the ruling of the Supreme Court. And I think that is in the same direction that Rivers State is going tomorrow. And for anyone to continually move to stop election into local government, clearly indicate that such persons are either not aware or are deliberately being disobedient to the ruling of the highest court of the land. And in the whole of this, you need to actually examine the place of people who are actually opposed to this election holding tomorrow in Rivers State. What is their stake? Do they consider the mass of the citizens of Rivers, particularly at the grassroots, who are going to be affected by governance at the local government level? No. I think it is just an attempt by a few politically exposed persons to embark on an ego trip for political differences.
Mr. Lawson.
And this is not in the interest of the local government system, even in that state.
Let us talk about the concept of independence for local governments, as a fallout of the Supreme Court judgment. Just how independent is this tier of government when we're not seeing much independence for election? In a couple of other states, you've had some political parties actually boycotting the process.
Well, this is not the first time that opposition political parties across states are going to be boycotting local government elections, because it is believed that the structures conducting local government election across the state are created mostly by the incumbent administration in such state. Appointments into the election commission at the state level are made by the governor. And in some cases, members of the opposition political parties have always had reason not to trust the constitution of these commissions. So it is not the first time that oppositions are going to be opposed to local government state electoral commissions conducting local government elections. But the key thing here is that the last ruling of the Supreme Court has given more autonomy, more independence than it used to be to the local government administration.
So, Mr. Lawson, in a situation where the ruling party gets all the seats and then the governor, and I'm choosing my word loosely, handpicks who occupies local government government areas rather, how does this independence work in that situation where there is no political independence?
It is a bit better, even when elections are won, elections are conducted and won even by a political party, than when governors sit down and pick people to serve as caretaker committee members without being elected by the citizens. So it is a step forward that now governments are not going to be appointing local government chairmen and executives from the comfort of their offices, but rather they are going to be elected. We are going to advance to that point where elections in 1998 in Nigeria, we had election where opposition parties won election to local government in several states across the country. It is now we have taken a step towards that direction now. Then local government were independent, they were getting their allocation, they were funded directly from the federal allocations. But now we are back on that road. Now we have gotten financial autonomy for the local government. We can deepen this further by ensuring the independence of the commissions that are going to be conducting this election. I was reading in the newspaper this morning that the chairman of Senate Committee on Finance is sponsoring a bill for the creation of a national electoral commission that will be in charge of local government election, even though this will still be subjected to the review of the constitution which has created the State Independent Electoral Commission. But we are making progress, and that is why we cannot but accept that as long as it is still within the power of the SIEC, the State Independent Electoral Commissions, to conduct this election, it has to be conducted, and it is a way better than appointing caretaker committee, which is now illegal in Nigeria based on the ruling of the Supreme Court.
Well, I guess we'll see how it all plays out in the coming years, and especially tomorrow in Rivers State, where the governor has insisted that the election will hold. Femi Lawson, thank you so much for talking to us.
We pray for peace in Rivers tomorrow.